So Ghost of Tsushima is only 3 weeks away from the worldwide launch, and we just received a ton of gameplay details shared by Sony PlayStation community team. And there are some really good things to say about this game, but at the same time there are some things that I'm not really impressed about, and I think that you guys, maybe you need to watch this video in order to know what to expect from Ghost of Tsushima, because sometimes expectations can always lead to disappointments. So before we jump into some of the not so fun aspects of the game, I think that we should start off with the good stuff first and slowly move towards the disappointing facts about the game. Now, Sucker Punch had asked a few questions from the community on Twitter, and PlayStation ended up answering a bunch of hand-picked questions from the community, and the first and most exciting answer we've received so far is the dynamic weather system. Now yes, Ghost of Tsushima will have different types of weathers, and the weather will include day and night cycle as well, with windy, stormy, rainy and snowy weather system. Now however, there's a little bit of disappointing fact about the dynamic weather system here. Even though we have all of the different weathers, some of them are going to be locked behind a specific region, like the snow for example will not take place all over the map, and you can only experience snowfall in a certain specific part of the map. And also a few other unique weather systems are again tied behind story moments, which means some of the weathers will only be available during a certain scripted part of the story mission. So I'm guessing that the only true dynamic weather that we might get to see all the time in the game is the rain, fog, storm, and the spring. And also not to forget, we have the day and night cycle of the game as well, which is pretty basic in all the open world games these days. Now I know that some of us expected to see a complete dynamic weather system in Ghost of Tsushima, and yes, there are a lot of different weather systems in the game, but most of the unique ones are going to be locked behind regions or even story missions, which to be honest is very disappointing. Now the next gameplay feature we have is the weapon and customization, and yes, weapons in the game can be fully customized, and there's a ton of customization option for your weapons, from the sharpness to the visual customization. Now in order to customize your weapon, you will have to visit different vendors in the game, and each vendor is specialized to customize and upgrade different types of weapons and gears. Now as shown in one of this clip, which was officially shared by Ghost of Tsushima Twitter page, where Jin visits one of these bowyers who are a vendor type, and these vendors customize Jin's bows in specific. And there are also different types of vendors in the game who will be able to customize your katanas and also throwing kunais, which is a really good add-on to the game as well. Now all of this does sound really exciting and fun to do, but there is a whole new downside to this as well. Now when it comes to weapons in the game, you will have different weapon choices. Now at first I thought maybe you can use different types of weapons in this game, and since Jin has 2 katanas holstered, maybe you could dual wield them or something like that, but Sony has confirmed that the game will only have 1 set of weapons, which you will be using from the start of the game till the end of the game. You will only be able to use the same weapon throughout your whole journey. Now a Twitter user asked Sucker Punch if you could use different weapons apart from a sword like axes and spears, and Sucker Punch replied to him saying that the game only features Jin's katana, which by the way is a family heirloom. And this is going to be the only weapon you will be using throughout the entire game. And you will also be able to use 2 different types of bows, the long bow and the short bow. Now the long bow is used as a ghost combat tactics, and the short bow is used as a samurai combat tactics. And also along with that, you will be able to use a throwing kunai knives as well. But other than that, there is absolutely no other weapons in this game. And you can also see Jin holstering 2 different katanas, and Sucker Punch has also confirmed that you will not be able to use both the katanas, so you can only use one at a time, and both the katanas cannot be dual wielded. So if you're expecting to dual wield these 2 katanas and try to slash your enemies through the way, then that is not going to be possible in Ghost of Tsushima. Now the good thing is that you will be able to upgrade these limited weapons and make them more sharper. And sharpening your weapon is going to be one of the most important aspects of your katana. And the only upgrades you can do to the weapon is sharpen them. And the game does not have any RPG-like stats upgrade systems, so every upgrade you do is very much in a basic level stuff. Now moving on to the next gameplay feature, which is my most favorite one so far, where you will now be able to play flute in the game anytime you want. Yes, you can basically stand on top of the highest mountains and let Jin play the flute. And all of this can be done while you're enjoying the beautiful landscapes of Tsushima Island. And you will be able to do it anywhere and anytime you want. And there's also said to be a lot of different melodies in the game that Jin will be able to play through his flutes. And I mean, playing a flute on the highest peak of mountains, enjoying the breeze and the majestic landscapes of Tsushima Island is going to remind us all on how much we all wanted a game set in the most beautiful era of ancient Japan. And I think Sucker Punch has done a very good job when it comes to environment and the gameplay aspect itself, and making everything look so unique and colorful, especially how we wanted a game set in Japan. Now, the next gameplay feature we have is the horse customization, and I know a lot of you guys wanted to know if you will be able to customize your horses in the game. Now, throughout the entire game, you'll not be able to customize your horse at all. And at the start of the game, you will be given an option to choose between few horses, and once you've chosen a horse of your choice, you will then be playing the entire game with the same horse, which by the way is very much like Roach in The Witcher 3, but in Witcher 3 you could actually use other horses as well, even though Roach was the main character. But in Ghost of Tsushima, you can only use one horse for the whole game. And also, the only means of transport in this game is going to be running on your 2 feet or using a horse for a ride. Now, a Twitter user asked another very interesting question if you can swim in the game or not. And as we've got to see a lot of water potions in the trailer, and we also saw boats and ships in these trailers as well, and the answer to that is going to be a big fat no. Now, the game will not allow you to swim in the water, nor will you be able to use boats or ships as well. The only thing you can do in the game is walk and run on the land, and the only means of transportations or even vehicles in the game is going to be your horse and horse only. Now, swimming and riding boats and a few other carts was something I was expecting to see in Ghost of Tsushima, because carts was a big thing when it comes to ancient Japanese cultures. But again, it is extremely disappointing to see that you will not be able to perform any of these actions, and the game has a lot of limitations which is far from our expectations. Now let's move on to the side quests in the game. Yes, the game will have unique side quests, and the side quests are going to be pretty basic, not something like we expect to see in The Witcher 3 or even the upcoming title Cyberpunk 2077, whereas the game will follow a pretty basic main story and the side story cycles as we have seen in most of the open world games these days. But one thing I really enjoy about this game is the gameplay aspect, which is completely unique in ways that you could possibly imagine. Starting off with the navigation system itself, which is by far the most unique thing I have ever seen in any of the video games so far. Now, another most unique thing that I've seen in this game is the wind and the nature actually guides you the path to your destination. And Jin will also be able to manually call for a wind guidance if in case you forget the direction that you were supposed to go, and also see some of the directions in which the nature wants you to venture. Now, about the next gameplay feature, which is the hunting and crafting materials. Now, many fans are curious to know if Ghost of Tsushima will feature a hunting system, and the answer to that is kind of yes and kind of no at the same time, because you can now kill a very few certain wild and aggressive animals in the game, like for example the wild bear that we already saw in one of the gameplay showcase, and you can only kill these animals if the animals are aggressive and they're trying to attack you, or any of the NPCs or villagers in your surroundings, and you can either choose to help them or even ignore them. That's completely up to the player's choice. But other than that, the nature and animals in the game are mostly present to show you the path to your destination, and we've already learned that Ghost of Tsushima uses the nature, animal, and birds to show you the path to your destinations. So hunting is arguably not a feature that would fit in with the game, which is why it's not going to be the main focus. But some uncontrollable beasts in the game are meant to be hunted down, and they in return reward you with some materials which can be used in upgrades and crafting items. Now, another very interesting question asked by one of the Twitter users is if you will be able to play as any other characters than Jin in the game or not. And the answer to that is no. Jin is going to be the main protagonist, and you will be playing as Jin from the start till the end of the game, which I think is pretty fair and square. And honestly, I was not really expecting to play as any other characters as well. Now, moving on to the final gameplay feature, and the most awaited one, is the outfits and gear customization. Now, the game will feature a certain named outfits which will contain helmet, mask, torso, trousers, gloves, and much more, and you will now be able to remove or add whatever gear you want from that particular outfit set. Now, you will not be able to mix match a different outfit set into another outfit set, so the outfit customization is again very limited and extremely basic when it comes to customizable options. Now, another very interesting thing the game provides is for the players to be able to change outfit colors by dyeing them using flowers. So there are different colors of flowers that you can collect in the open world. And by collecting a certain number of colored flowers, you will be able to dye your outfits in the color you want. And I also think that a lot of other RPG open world games have also implemented something very similar to this, and some flowers are really hard to find in the world, and they can make your outfits look really special and also pretty interesting. Now, so far, these are some of the things you need to know about Ghost of Tsushima, and I wanted to make this video so that you guys know on what to expect and what not to expect from Ghost of Tsushima, because I know that a lot of us have high expectations for this game, and so far Sucker Punch hasn't provided a lot of information, nor has their promotions for this game been of any use to hype the community as well. So some people might end up expecting too much from this game, and a video like this could be really helpful to clear up any confusions that you guys might have about Ghost of Tsushima. So this way the video can help you decide if you want to buy the game or not at the end of the day. So if you guys have any questions about the game that I haven't covered in this video, then please drop them in the comments down below, and I will make sure to reply to you guys or even answer your questions on my next video. So feel free to go ahead and ask any questions related to Ghost of Tsushima in the comments down below. Now, if you guys did go on and enjoy this video or found it entertaining or useful, then please leave a like rating, as that really helps me out. And I will also cover more Ghost of Tsushima videos every single day as well. So if you guys are looking for a YouTube channel that covers Ghost of Tsushima, then make sure you guys subscribe to my channel, because I will be covering this game from top to bottom on all the content you ever need to know about the game. Now, I'm also doing a giveaway of Ghost of Tsushima, and in order to win a free copy for yourself, all you have to do is just stay active on the channel as well as on my Twitter page, and I will pick the winners from the active members, and more details on this will be available on my Twitter page, so make sure you guys go ahead and follow me there. Now, with that being said, I hope you guys have a blast of a day, and I'll see you guys on tomorrow's video. Till then, take care fams, and goodbye.